Hello, Penny. All right, let's take that long-awaited tour of my ideas. So, technology has allowed me to make some messy sketches, and then it makes it look realistic and amazing. So, let's check it out. So, this area through here, essentially what I recommend doing is restoring the zoysia, but making the grass more of a pathway which will weave its way through the backyard. So, it opens up a little bit more bed space, and this is how it transforms. Now, what recommendation possibility I wanted to mention was perhaps putting a trellis here. And a favorite vine of mine, which I'll tell you more about later, is called passion vine. And I'll educate you on that a little bit more. As we come through the gate, through here, we lead down a grass path, and let me show you what these plantings look like right here. Be careful, don't squish the plants. But this is Crimson Queen Japanese maple. We have some Monarda through here. And then I have a number of cut flowers in here as well. And again, I'll educate you more on those later on in this presentation. As we look from this perspective, I've tried to make this a beautiful area that will attract nature and bring nature in. So we have native azaleas, ferns, camellias. Your fence looks great right now, but it will go downhill over time. So I've tried to cover that up, bring nature in, and then also deal with the drain grate that's here as well. And this is how that transforms right there. You can see the native azaleas in bloom, the autumn ferns, and bird bath like that. So, and over here we've got the Monarda. The last rendering I was going to show you, and this is all the aesthetics. In the estimate, I'll deal more with the functional drainage type things. But what we're looking at doing in here is continuing to dress this area up. And this is pretty much what that looks like as it turns from a sketch into something that's realistic. This is Vitex, one of the most amazing nature attracting plants that has beautiful butterfly bushing looking blooms, but on a crepe myrtle structure. And let me see here. And like I was saying, the functional boring stuff like this drain, I'll describe that in the estimate. But let me go through and educate you on some of these plants. This is in Vitex in full glory. Butterflies and hummingbirds will hang out around these blooms. The blooms will turn to seeds and attract a lot of cardinals and other things in the early spring. This is what native azalea looks like in its glory in early spring. She's in there for the sake of getting an understanding of height. This photo I took at my house. It legitimately has fragrance and attracts butterflies. Autumn ferns, nothing real exciting to talk about there. Bird bath, of course, that's great just to see running water and attract birds to your yard. Black-eyed Susan, I have that in my rendering around your bird bath. And this does a fantastic job of attracting hummingbirds, butterflies, bees, like that. Iris, really beautiful blooms in the spring, along with Fire Witch Dianthus. It will bloom like this in the spring, and then it'll hold the blue-green foliage color throughout the rest of the year. This is a most interesting plant. This is Monarda or bee balm, and it legitimately attracts bees. This I took from my yard, and what's so fascinating is there's so many different kinds of bees out there that no one really knows about. One of the first plants I told you about was passion vine, and that's what this is. Absolutely amazing plant. It's native, and these are the blooms before they open. There's the open up bloom. There's the fruits, and yes, you can actually eat this fruit. And one of the very fascinating things about this, it is a larva host for other types of butterflies. So you will see caterpillars eating this, but when you understand that that's normal and that's a great thing, and that those caterpillars were turned into butterflies, it's actually a really neat thing. We had some camellias in there. There's some different kinds of camellias. I didn't have this in the rendering, but Agastache, it's another one with beautiful blooms, but also attracts butterflies. I put cut flowers in there. This is amaryllis, this is gladiolus, and this is calla lilies. I had these three right there at the entry for you, and also Peruvian daffodil. So that is the end of my main presentation on this particular project. Let me go through the renderings once again for you. So here's your entry right there. As you go through the gate, I'm using the grass as a path that weaves through there. As we look at your backyard, we have a variety of different plants and interest. And then one last view of that. This is what the side yard would, or the backyard would also look like in general. So those are my ideas. If you have any questions about it, please let me know, and I'll make whatever changes necessary. But if everything looks good from the design perspective, I'll start putting some numbers to it and get that sent off to you. Thank you so much. Corey with Creative Habitats.